Alright, guys, so this is a video that I normally don't like to do. Um, Probably never really done before, but it's an explanation of what happened this year and why I kind of went ghost on almost everything, and I'm about ready to go ghost on TikTok. So, flashback from January. So, I was working at Knife River, and I was getting to the railroad side of things. Not a lot of you guys may not know. Pretty good gig. I met up with D9 and all that kind of stuff. Got to see Utah, and I had money. Okay. Then it turned into me opening my mouth since I was used to blue collar world, and not used to the railroad world. Two completely different things. And I got fired. Okay. Now I moved down here to where I'm at with my buddy, my old friend of mine, and it went pretty good. Me and him were brothers, and not blood, but pretty good brothers, I would say. Got me my Cummins, and me and him were considered Diesel brothers, and whatever else. Okay. And fast forward to July, where everything took a turn for the worst in my life. Me and my buddy was working for a roofing company called Bighorn Roofing, and it's rubber roofing. That's pretty much all I can really say. It's just rubber roofing, flat roof. And what it turned out to be is that first couple days was pretty going. Me and my buddy were pushing each other, and God, I mean, we were getting stuff done. And then I think it was Friday, because we got hired Wednesday, so yeah, it'd be Friday. Friday morning when me and him both woke up, me and him both got some coffee and pretty much chillaxed before we got to the job site. And that morning we were pushing each other and all that kind of stuff. I gave him my left earbud and I had my right in, and we were both listening to the same music that was playing off of my phone, having a great time. And it turned into me having my back turned towards him, to not even a couple seconds later looking over, looking at the hole, and one of my coworkers was like, fallen person, fallen person. I didn't see my buddy anywhere and whatever else. And I'm like, oh, crap. So I had 911 on the phone. And the craziest part was, it wasn't really crazy. I mean, it would have been a less of a split second decision if I get it done fast enough. So when I was doing the voice commands for Siri, it had managed, out of me saying call 911, it managed to call my mom first as I was walking down the ladder to get to the ground floor. And I had to, as soon as I got to the ground floor, hung up, called the actual emergency number. So my old best friend on the floor, almost lifeless and whatever else. I'm still going through all that trauma. I'm still going through all those images. I'm suffering a lot. Then we got him to the hospital and whatever else. And since I knew he wasn't on his deathbed, he wasn't dying, anything like that, I kind of popped jokes here and there just to kind of lighten the mood. I mean, if I was on my deathbed, I would want someone to do the same. But at that time, I didn't know he was drugged up. I didn't know his current state that much. All I knew was he wasn't on his deathbed and whatever else. So, I mean, I had posted a post on Facebook about my buddy. Because I'm that type of person, if something traumatic happens, I'm going to post it on Facebook. Some of my closest family and friends knows about it. Then, after that, his mom and his girlfriend was targeting me. And at this point, by the time that they were already like saying, hey, take the post down, it already went everywhere to my friends. Everybody else was sharing and all that. So, I mean, at that point, I could take my post down, but after that, it's out of my control. So, now at that point, everyone started knowing about it and whatever else after I taken the post down. And again, I mean, I was going through a hard time. I didn't know what to do. I was very confused. I mean, there was so much going on inside my head. I just didn't know what to do. I was frozen for that whole entire night. After they got him into the room, when I feel bad about somebody or something like that, I try to lighten myself up and that person, just kind of making jokes here and there and all that kind of stuff. And I don't remember what joke I even said, because, I mean, at that point, I was just saying whatever was going through my head. I was trying to keep myself from freaking out. I was trying to keep myself from scaring my best friend that was on the bed. I was trying to keep myself very calm in a way, which resulted in today, which I'll get into. Then, after that, 24 hours goes by, and he's doing pretty good. He was going through a couple surgeries and whatever else, and it went into me and his girlfriend just continuously arguing and stressed out about the situation, whatever else. And quick little disclaimer, me and his girlfriend wasn't really on good terms to begin with, but I tried to respect my buddy's decision. And it pretty much turned into, for the past 32 to 48 hours after his incident, me and her were butting heads and whatever else, and I was kind of focused on my thing and whatever. She started telling people that I was complaining that I had to go to the OSHA meeting that happened that same day from the incident, because all I wanted to do was just stay at the hospital, make sure he's good, give myself some comfort, and go from there. But since I, being his best friend at that time, I had to be there, be a witness, and sign documents and all that kind of stuff. Then after that, I was back and forth between the hospital and the job, because OSHA didn't get there until like 6-7 hours later, which kind of sucked. But 48 hours in, it was going pretty good. I mean, I was doing my own thing at the time, still working, still doing what I needed to do and get my life straightened out, because I was struggling tremendously, and it went on from there. Then, fast forward to a week later, there were some things that was said that his girlfriend was telling Justin about how I was joking and all this kind of stuff. It's been so long ago. I mean, I can't really give you guys the full story, but I'm just giving you guys based off of what I've done and what has been said and what I've been hearing for the past probably week to this day. Because currently today it is December 4th, so just think of how many more things that I've been hearing since then. So fast forward a week later, I was still working, and his dad texted me as I was working on my wife's friend's car. And he flat out told me through text message, and I'll put it up here, that I was manipulating him and going off of his income and all sorts of crap. And I just wanted to make things clear. I was not going off of his income. I was very much supplying for myself. The only thing that him and his family at least helped me with was living situation, just a roof over my head. Occasionally they let me eat their food and whatever else, which I love. But no, I was not manipulating him. I was not going off of his income. Nothing like that. I was supplying my own food. I was supplying my own water. I was supplying my own, pretty much, seasonings, everything. I used nothing of theirs other than their plates and utensils. Other than that, the only thing I was really using is the house. They had some rules for me. Cool. I obeyed by them. Whatever else. Then, after when he got out of the hospital and went into rehab, that's when things dramatically took a turn. I noticed that Justin was starting to turn on me, and I noticed that things have changed between me and him and all that stuff. And his mom and his girlfriend was starting to say I disrespected him and disrespected them in so many different ways. And it's hard for me to give you guys proof on a lot of things when things were said in person, and I've seen some things in person that I can't describe because it's hard. But it had turned into him going into rehab. Then, I don't know, probably a week later, I starting to see him a lot less because I was in a job change. And I got into a job that I'm currently at now, still. And everything just took a turn for the worst. Me and him had texted on TikTok, literally going through everything. I will not provide those because that's kind of between me and him, so I'm not going to disclose that. But me and him were talking through TikTok, and it resulted in me and him blocking each other. And then probably a month later, honestly, I started getting death threats from his friends. I started getting death threats through a lot of people that was close to him. I don't know what was being said at that time. I don't know what was going on at that time. Like I was saying, I was more focused on my wife, her kid, and my job at the time to keep myself going and whatever else. Then, fast forward to probably like last month, I had unblocked him, and he kept me blocked for another week or two, and he finally unblocked me. And after that, me and him were kind of playing it cool and not talking to each other, and anytime we do see each other, we just don't speak to each other. But the moral of the story is, this is pretty much where I'm at. Is I don't know what to do. Anytime that me and Justin see each other, we just don't talk to each other anymore. And it's hard to explain your emotions towards a person through text. I'm one of those, I want to talk to you in person. But it's hard to explain myself when that person's not there. Um, but I understand the situation. I apologize to him. I don't know how many times. I've tried to do so much to figure something out. I try to do so much to change and whatever else, but I get it. Bridges burn for a reason. But I also believe in bridges can also be built, rebuilt. And a wooden bridge may burn, but you can always build a metal bridge to not let that happen again. Um, I get it. I mean, me and him don't trust each other. Me and him doesn't. We'll never probably get along and whatever else, which is totally fine. But I'm just tired of getting death threats because of him. I'm tired of getting death threats because of his girlfriend. It's harder for me to provide for my family when it's also getting out to my boss. A lot of people has called the cops on me for so many different things that I never knew I did. Um, so many people has called my boss's company to try to get me fired. I mean, there's a lot, and it's all relating to mine and Justin's incident. And it sucks. It really does. Because I have to hide. I have to consent. Wow. Wow. I have to consistently carry a weapon on me at all times. I have to be on the lookout. Especially when my wife and her kid is there with me. If I ever. If all these death threats really happen, I don't want them really noticing. And all. It just sucks. It really does. Um, I've gotten pretty close to some fights. I've gotten a lot of people talking crap on me, putting dirt in my name. It sucks. I have to live like this. I have to hide. I have to consistently make sure that my family is protected and go from there. Like it just sucks that I have to hide. Um, People always wonder why I am never out. Well, that's why. It's been a consistent thing for the past forever now that I cannot build from. I cannot complete, I cannot build, I can't do anything. But it is what it is. I just have to learn from it and go from there. Will me and my buddy ever talk our stuff out? Probably eventually. Eventually. Will it be anytime soon? Probably not. Um, I'm still a little heated about the incident. I'm still pretty pissed about everything and what's happening. I mean, I can go on for probably another 30 minutes on what's the full story, but I don't want any information that I want out there out. But that's pretty much sums up what's been happening. Now, will the death threats probably ever change? No. Will everyone still hate me for who I am? Yeah. Will I ever make new friends? Nope. All because of what's been said and what's the truth and not the truth about both of our stories. And it sucks. I wish that both parties would stop lying about certain situations. I mean, I can't make myself an angel. I've definitely lied about a lot of situations leading up to this day. But I do plead that this is the truth and nothing but the truth. Um, I'm tired of hiding. I'm tired of explaining myself. I'm tired of being emotionally and physically drained because I watched my own personality, my own life, everything got ripped from me because of this whole situation. Like me and Justin was so close that we fed off of each other's energy, we fed off of each other's personality. I mean, we were our own energy. We were our own like power company. Um it was a pretty good friendship, I thought. It Our friendship first started with being in high school when I first got my truck that I still have till this day. I mean, there's been times that I'm still questioning till this day, like, what actually happened? But it all led into what was said, how things were said, and I went from there. It sucks, I get it. I mean, even Justin Lee open admitted it sucks after 5 6 years. It definitely hurts, but I believe that friendships don't last forever, and I believe that not all bridges that are burnt are permanently burnt. You can always rebuild those bridges um, easier and faster than what you can burn. Um, yeah, it may take some time and it may take a lot of courage to be able to even talk to each other, but I've been waiting um, just for him to come up to me and talk to me and just at least fix something. Just talk to me in person. That's the only thing I'm waiting for. Cuz we can't figure our shit out. We can't figure anything out until we at least talk to each other and have a man to man, brother to brother, heart to heart conversation. So the 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 one thing that sucks the most is that I'm probably going to keep continuing to get death threats until all this resolves, which kind of sucks. But it is what it is. I thought I would come on here and share my feelings and open up to what's been happening. Um, and just go on from there. Sorry for this long, boring conversation, but I thought I would put it out there and kind of open up. I know I sound like a broken record for a lot of this, but I'm hurt. I'm struggling without a doubt in my mind. I am definitely struggling. It it sucks not having a personality. It sucks not having a second personality. It I Yes, I have my wife, but it also sucks to have no one closer to me to go to. Um I've been having a lot of mental breakdowns that only Justin helps me out of. And it's been a continuous everyday thing to where I can't snap out of it. I can't do anything about it. But it's something I gotta learn without him, and it's something that I think a lot of you agree with. Is I just gotta be more social and be more out there, and whatever else, which I do agree with. But I prefer hiding. I prefer just keeping my own little world, my own cocoon, and eventually I'll be out. But as of right now, this is pretty much where I sit. But anyway, thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll see you later. Deuces.